Today I'm testing out some tortilla recipes I found on TikTok. So I first need to grate a lot of cheese. But wait, something feels off. Oh right, I forgot to put my uniform on. Now we're good. I'm using Gouda and
cheese.
To be more specific, cheddar. With that out of the way, let's start with the first and by far the easiest one. It's called a tortilla toast. For this one, all we need is a tortilla, a good sprinkle of cheese and some protein. I'm going with ham. Then I fold it up, but not too tight or it will tear like mine just did. Now you could throw this in a toaster, but I'm using my waffle iron instead. Once the cheese is melted, it's time for a taste test. And yeah, it's good. I mean, it's ham and cheese. Would be kinda shocking if that combo wasn't good. But it's not exactly complex. Super easy though, so I'm giving it a solid 6.5 out of 10. Now on to the second one. I'm calling it a folded tortilla because I couldn't find a real name for it. For this one I need to prep a few things. First I get the bacon crisping up in the pan. While that's sizzling, I get my chicken breast ready. I butterfly it, then give it a few hits to even out the thickness. Keeping it simple with the seasoning, just salt, smoked paprika and garlic powder on both sides. Then I beat it again, because I love beating my meat. Next I coat it in flour to keep it juicy while frying. Wait, why does my bacon look so yellow? Whatever, moving on. I fry the chicken for about 2 minutes per side, then it's time for the folding magic. I grab a tortilla and fill each quarter with something different. Cheese, avocado and bacon, some sauce of your choice and chicken, and finally tomato and onion. Then the critical cut, and now I can fold it together. If you've got a sandwich maker, use it, but I'm sticking with my waffle iron again. After taking it out, I realize my cheese didn't melt. Yeah, I folded it wrong, so the cheese wasn't on the outer layer. I cut this bad boy in half and let's give it a try anyway. Still solid, strong 8 out of 10. With properly melted cheese, easily an 8.5. The third one I was really excited about.
These are homemade Crunchwrap Supreme.
I start by searing some ground meat and in the meantime I prep a tomato sauce. I throw some canned tomatoes into a bowl, add chopped parsley, salt, finely chopped onions and mix it all together. Then I throw in a little lemon juice. I would call it fake salsa, but I don't want to offend anyone. Next I slice a jalapeno and add it to my ground meat, along with my spices, salt, garlic powder, paprika powder, cumin, 1 teaspoon of each and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. I sear it for another 2 to 3 minutes and then I decided for the first time in my life to make
corn tortillas from scratch.
So I add a cup of massacre corn flour to a bowl and slowly add hot water until I get a dough-like consistency. I almost forgot to salt it. I knead it a bit and form a big bowl, then a smaller one. I don't have a fancy tortilla press, so I use a pot to press it down. I fry it to get it crispy, but mine falls apart when I try to flip it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Turns out my dough was too dry and I add a bit more water for the second try. I quickly toss the first one aside, I'm turning it into chips and move on to my second tortilla. This one holds together and gets super crispy. Now it's time for round 3 of folding. I add my meat, top it with my tomato sauce, lay down some lettuce, then add my crispy fried corn tortilla, a few splashes of sour cream and top it off with cheese. Now comes the tricky part that looks so easy in the video. I put another tortilla on top and try to close it by folding the outside. Feels like tortilla origami and I really don't trust my skills at this point. But somehow it holds together after a little adjustment in the pan. Once it's nice and brown on both sides, I take it out and cut it open. I must say it looks really promising. Let's give it a taste and rate it. I've never been to a Taco Bell in my life because I live in a small town in Germany and we don't have one here. So this will be my first Crunchwrap Supreme ever. And wow, it really blows my mind how good this is with the crisp inside. The only thing I can say is,
Sorry, Taco Bell. We got this.
a very strong 9 out of 10. Now the last one is a quick party/couch snack. For this, we only need to spread some tomato sauce on a tortilla, then add some protein of your choice. I'm using the same ingredients as the Crunchwrap Supreme. Then roll it up as tightly as possible. Don't ask me where I learned to roll so well. Next, I cut it into evenly sized pieces and place them in an oven-proof dish. In my case, a small ramekin because I have no party to go to. I sprinkle some cheese over it and bake it until the cheese is melted. Let's give it a taste. It tastes really good and is super easy to make. For me, it's an 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.